Hey, welcome to episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, doing yet another beer that I got from 𝗕𝗲, and this one's a big one from Kuhnhenn Brewing Company. Big Bertha Chocolate Caramel Love Bourbon Barrel Aged Barley Wine Ale. Does not say ABV, but 𝗕𝗲 has it as 12%. This is from 2022, kind of like a pastry bourbon barrel aged barley wine. All right, so pour it into the 𝗕𝗲𝒄𝒃 or stem tulip glass or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. And it is not pouring to a foam at all. It actually kind of looks like a sour, almost like a Flanders red. It's like a muddy, brownish, burgundy, mahogany color. I would say like it's not a very good-looking beer. As far as the smell, well, I'd say the smell is the opposite of how it looks. This smells like straight up fudge. I can actually smell it as soon as I pop the cap on the bottle. Just has that classic barley wine smell. Actually, and it's actually, speaking of barley wine, it does have like the wine vinous kind of quality. It has like a bit of a Cabernet kind of aroma. Yeah, like red grape. I would not say black currants or sour grape or anything like that, but I mean, to me, like the chocolate, it's almost like a Snickers bar or Milky Way, like chocolate caramel. I don't know if I say nougat, but yeah, it's just very, very chocolatey. I can tell that it's a strong beer, but I would say like the booze on here is like really, tame. It's not burning my nostrils or anything. Kind of like, how like Goose Island Bourbon County is. So, I mean, if it's as good as that beer, we're in for a treat. Cheers. Wow. That is like a cherry cordial. That is like a straight up like chocolate covered cherry, like some kind of gourmet chocolate. I mean, I said it smells like fudge. I mean, it definitely tastes like fudge. I've never had a barley wine that was this fudgy before. I mean, they're calling this like a pastry barley wine, and I can see that. And it also, like I said, cherry, and like these other kind of dark fruity flavors. Like that is, as far as I can tell, all those fruity flavors, that's coming from just like the massive amount of malt. It's just very chocolatey. I would say there's a little bit of vanilla in there as well. I mean, you're gonna get vanilla off of any kind of barrel aging. Bourbon itself happens to have, like, in my opinion, has like a kind of sweet kind of vanilla kind of character to it. Oddly enough, I would say the actual bourbon flavor on here is a little subtle. Bourbon County and Dragon's Milk and KBS beers like that, they have like a much stronger like actual bourbon flavor than this one does. It's funny because like the more I drink it, the more that chocolate fudgy character seems to fade, and the more that the like actual base barley wine comes out. So it's like, yeah, I would call this a sweet beer, yeah, but it's not sickly cloying sweet. Although I would prefer like a little bit more hops on here. Yeah, I can't really pick out like any hops exactly. I mean, maybe like a hint of like piney hops, maybe. I also get actually get a little bit of oxidation on this one. If you've been watching me for a while, I always get oxidation with like lemon lollipop. Although I will say in the case of this beer, it actually has not hurt it at all. It seems to actually complement, the base brew. So now it is like fruity up front. But then finishing like with a chocolatey, fudgy kind of a flavor. I don't know if I would go as far as say decadent. The first few sips there actually were, pretty decadent and like borderline cloying. But just the more I got into it, the more that I can get like the base brew in there. And like the alcohol is coming out more and more. Actually, you have a lingering warmth in the throat. I just kind of prefer a little bit more balance on this one. As far as the actual drinkability, the first few sips there were not a challenge at all. Although now that I'm kind of getting into it, like each sip is getting like a little bit more intense flavored beer. I mean, and also 12% ABV, so you're gonna get. I mean, when you get up into double-digit ABV on beer, like it's almost like drinking like, like bourbon or something like straight up. Like it's not something that you can just like slug down. Got this on 𝗕𝗲. Link in the description below. This was only like what, $8, $9? That's not bad considering it's a 12% ABV beer and it's been cellaring somewhere for at least a year. If you want to sign up with 𝗕𝗲𝗺, use my link. They get you $10 off your first purchase. Yeah, I would say this is definitely full-bodied and kind of low carbonation. Minor alcohol warmth. It is like I said, it's pretty intense, so it's hard to drink it in like more than a sip. So it's like this is like a built-in sipper. This beer is good. It's not as amazing as I thought it was going to be. I would say it's not as good as Bourbon County. To me, it's a little unbalanced and it's a little kind of. I would say all the flavors on here are completely authentic. It's just like, I guess it's a little simple, despite how like sweet it is. It just doesn't seem to be like a super cloying palate. It's actually missing a little bit like the actual bourbon and the barrel character. It's just really, really. So I mean, if you like sweet beers, you know, like I would say it is better than the This Is Hig, as far as like a barley wine and all that. So my score is I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. For the big Berhta chocolate caramel love. I will say it does live up to the label. I mean, I'm tasting those flavors, chocolate, caramel, and the base barley wine. All right, so I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you know you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for Chad's Beer Podcasts. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.